Hi friends, just recording this quick intro for the video that will follow, where there will be an interview of me, Olia, the founder of Leela Flow Studio. I'll talk about the history behind the space and what yoga is and what we do here. It was meant to go on a different channel, but I did another interview about using AI in a business, and the interviewer ultimately decided to post that other interview on her channel, and she just gave me the interview about yoga studio, and I get to use it for my channel, or for studio channel. So without further ado, tune in, you'll hear the story, some history, some thoughts, and learn more about us. Enjoy, like and subscribe.
For many of us, we start yoga because we want to move our bodies or reduce stress. But after a while, we realize there is so much more beneath the surface. Today, we are exploring that balance between the physical exercise and the spiritual side of wellness. To help us understand this, I'm so happy to welcome my friend Olia. She is the owner of Leela Flow Studio in New Jersey. She has successful transitioned from the corporate world to creating a beautiful wellness space in New Jersey. So welcome, Olia. It is wonderful to have you here today. I have so many things I want to ask you about your journey. So let's go.
All right, thank you.
What inspires you to open Leela Flow Studio, and what does Leela means to you personally? Is it a game name?
Um, I'll get to that. So the opening of the studio was pretty coincidental, and the true story is I got inspired by the space that I found. Also, coincidentally, as I was searching for a real estate investment, and the space that I found, I said, "Wow, it looks like a perfect space for the yoga studio." And we do need one in the neighborhood where I live. We didn't have one in the close proximity of the one that I would be practicing at or would be convenient for me to go in. Long story short, that space that was an inspiration didn't even work out, but the whole process was already on the roll. So we end up even more beautiful space that is a current space for the studio. And Leela, the name of the studio came, it's a name of the game, but it's also a Sanskrit term that means divine play. And there's no really good translation or explanation, or really short. It's really like a philosophical term. So in short, it's sort of cosmic game, divine play. So I see it as, game of the universe, or universal laws, I guess, when you don't know how things happen, when you don't have control things, but there is something above us. Maybe some people call it God, right? Some people call it higher power. Some people call it universe or quantum field. So there's something that even beyond our conscious that creates things that we cannot control. So Leela, it's kind of like a big term for all of that.
Do you think it's a good time to open a yoga studio in general? I mean, people really need it.
I think any time is a good time. And definitely in tri-state area, people do need anywhere. Tri-state area is the fast-paced area, but essentially yoga is an exercise, but it's also a philosophy. It's also a practice. It is a very multidimensional modality, and people definitely, I can't say, yeah, they have to go, but it's one of the modalities that can help people to reduce stress, to connect with themselves, to connect with their essence, and then maybe learn something new about themselves.
I believe you know it better because you spent so many years in the corporate world, which is really stressful. I mean, all the companies you worked at, they were New York City based, right?
It is.
Yeah.
New York City based and very fast, very stressful, a lot of pressure. And it's a lot of spending time in our heads, right? We always analyze and thinking. We're always very much into our logical, brainy selves. So yoga is getting out of the head. It's being able to connect with the body, to slow down, to hear how do we feel, to hear the heart, to hear the soul. And also why do we need to hear the body? To hear the body for me is to hear your intuition, to hear your gut. And a lot of times we follow the gut we actually making the right decision. When, logically something feels right, but then we don't feel good about it, it doesn't always work really well. But when we listen to our gut, listen to our body, listen to what's going on when we're thinking about yes or no, left or right, this direction and that direction. In my in my past, definitely things where I felt really good about something, maybe not entirely logical decision, worked out way better than when it's only made out of, pure logic and rationale.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What programs do you currently offer?
So we have different classes. There are different types of yoga. We have a lot of vinyasa-based flows. So that's a more modern, going with the music, flowing, one breath, one movement. There is also a more meditative classes called yin. Poses there held for 3 to 5 minutes. We're working with fascia. We're working with our connective tissues. And once we hold the pose for 3 to 5 minutes, you can imagine there's a lot of things coming up in our heads because we're not used to being still. And here we are kind of forced to be still for a few minutes. And that's where we call it really meditative, because you get to observe what's going on in your head. You also get to really tune in to what's going on in your body while you hold in the posture. I really love yin, as you can tell. Also have Ashtanga. It's a little bit more structured practice, where in vinyasa or flow, the sequence can vary from lesson to lesson. Ashtanga have the set sequence, and they just progress as they move through the levels of Ashtanga.
Okay.
And of course, we're bringing in some more modern and popular things this day, as yoga sculpt. It's yoga bringing some weight aspect, and Pilates has been really on the rise these days. So we have a few classes there as well.
Yeah. What about the competition? I mean, how hard right now to not to go to that another path just to make it like a physical exercises and not to lose spirituality of this, some kind of philosophy.
Yeah. Competition is always out there. There's always studios, there's always somebody else who's offering what you're offering. For me, it's really finding, and I'm still probably in process of that, finding what is it about us that make people come in. How are we different from a studio next door? And why would people come to Leela and not to the studio next door? And I would say in our case, it is, well, beautiful space. We are really lucky with the space that we have. It's also, I gotta say, going to other places, sometimes they're not always super clean, and I will like to maintain the space really clean to the extent we can. And also community, that's a big part. Knowing people that coming in, connecting with the people, knowing who is in your class, knowing their names, and also the teachers themselves, remembering their practitioners, developing their practitioners. So it's essentially becomes a place where people come in to kind of reconnect with maybe their neighbors, maybe their local community. And that's the challenging aspect, because again, the fast pace, tri-state area, everybody's used to be in and out. They come in and they work out and they going back to, go about their days. And in this like 5 to 10 minutes between the classes, how do we create this environment where people actually have this little chit chat and get to know each other? So we've been having some mini hikes and yoga, mini community events where we do yoga and then we also connect. We stay, maybe it's a weekend class, we create that social, maybe it's coconut water or something that we serve after the class for people to hang out and mingle between themselves and get to know each other, get to know us, we get to know them, and kind of builds in little by little this warm and community feel.
Yeah, I know you have some plans to promote your yoga classes to the corporate world, right?
Yes, we've been looking into that space as well, because my background is in corporate world, and I also know how it feels to be there, how much stress is there, how much pressure, and I definitely feel that bringing this modality, yoga, breathwork, meditation, will be a great benefit for people in the corporate world, providing a space for them to breathe, to pause, to reconnect with themselves, and also to clear their brain, clear the mind, refocus, reset. So this is something that I've been working through in this past couple of months since I left corporate. I started to speak up a little bit more. I started to talk to my to people that I know in the corporate world more openly. Now that I'm no longer working there, I can actually open up and bring in these new things. Hey, I'm working in the studio, and we also can bring in a class to your office. A lot of offices nowadays have either a gym space, or we can even use a corporate conference room for it. So it's really just open space. Maybe it's a cafeteria where we can set up the mats. We also bring in the sound. It's another modality that we use a lot. And in the picture, you can see the
Yeah.
gong and the bowls. So we do have a lot of instruments that we use either as an add-on or separate practice with the sound. So
It's very popular now, right? The sound one. So
sound is
I saw
very
your videos. You do a lot of videos right now. I mean,
Yeah, sound
about
is
this.
very powerful, very powerful modality for, again, resetting your nervous system, for calming down, for slowing down your thinking, getting out of your head into your body. And yeah, I can talk. I can talk about the sound for a long time. It's definitely also have a lot of impact on your physical and your energy, on your brainwave cycles. So yeah,
I saw your video. What's the name of your channel on YouTube?
Leela Flow Studio.
Do you have any other platforms you use, like Instagram or
Yeah,
what other media you use?
we are on Instagram, we're on TikTok, Facebook. It's really, all social media is very important to have a presence wherever we can to have exposure
Sure.
to the, local people and also people beyond our zip code, just to whenever we plan to open a new location potentially.
Yeah, that's a good question. If someone is watching this and thinking about starting a wellness or yoga business today, what advice would you give them?
I would really have them to think about their why. Like,
Well,
why would they do that? Is it because they want to teach, or because they're excited about this topic and want to expand and bring the topic to people, and in what capacity? Because definitely I do see a lot of yoga teachers dreaming about opening a studio,
mhm.
and their idea is, well, I have my own space and I'm going to teach and just be my own, yoga teacher in my own space. But the reality is, running a lot of classes and running a business is very different. And I do see examples where people or teachers run classes for like 10, 15 classes a week. They cannot get to running the business. They cannot get into the promoting the business, the marketing, the accounts. And so the business side hurts. And then essentially it becomes not sustainable because they cannot grow. They get stuck on a certain level and then they run out of cash, and then they have to shut down and then go do something else. So it's really thinking about like ideal case scenario. How would I want it to look? And then what is going to be my role in this? Is it going to be the role of the business owner? Is it going to be a role of the lead teacher? Like, how do I see myself in this whole new venture?
I know you took a lot of classes yourself, right? As a teacher as well, you teach some classes yourself, right?
I teach one class per week.
Oh, you do. Okay.
But I definitely attend a lot of classes, and I attend classes in my studio, and I also attend classes outside of the studio. It's constant learning from other spaces, other teachers, from my own teachers, kind of seeing how we do it, how others do it, like what are the things in their studio that maybe we can bring into our studio. So it's constant kind of evolving, exploring of modalities, of how do we present this in the most efficient and beautiful way that people are drawn to come back.
Yeah. But are you happy so far? I mean, you obviously you had a good income coming before, and how do you feel now? I mean,
It's definitely an adjustment when it comes to income, but I am super happy and I love being there. I love talking to people. I'm happy to see how the state shifts from the person that coming in and then leaving the class. I am happy to see the community growth in the area. I'm happy to see community growth around the studio. And when I was talking to people, being in corporate and making a lot of money, but not feeling like what I do means anything or bring in, other than somebody's happy I did the report or wrote a memo, and great, we did it.
Yeah, some people do, you know. You'll
But
be surprised, but some people love it. I
of
personally don't
course,
know because
but
I spend so much time myself in
but for
accounting,
me,
but
I didn't find a lot of meanings there.
yeah.
We're here seeing how the state of the people change. And then some people come back and say, you know, since I started attending classes regularly, I see how my reaction to things change. I become calmer. I sleep better. Like my outlook on the world changing. And this is precious. Like this is so much value to me. And this is so much meaning to me that, yeah, I'm definitely loving this whole process and this whole journey. I'm losing my voice. I don't know what's going on, but yeah,
That's
something.
okay. It's okay.
I definitely sound slightly lower from the beginning of the video, but
Maybe
yeah,
it's a studio environment, you know.
maybe.
But anyway, so you know, I'm happy you still glad about your decision, and good luck to you. I mean, I just really want you to succeed in this and just stay doing this, whatever you love to do, which is really important, of course.
Yeah,
And
thank you so
just
much.
find your ways. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And
It's been an honor
next
to be
time, I
here.
guess I'm gonna see you in a opera studio.
Yes, fingers
Yeah, and
crossed.
maybe Fortune 500,
There
you
you
know,
go.
wherever it is.
Shoot high, right?
Yeah,
Aim high.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. And thank you for watching us, and see you in the next video.